This is Rob Solomon Davis, Right Side Trader. Today is October 1st, 2023, and this is my weekly trade review, where I review the NASDAQ 100 on a quarterly chart, monthly chart, weekly chart, and a daily chart. This is all for educational purposes only. As we all know, trading is risky. You can lose money at trading, so please check with your financial advisor. Please check with your significant other, and make sure trading is something that is actually suitable for you. Let's take a quick look at the the NASDAQ 100 QQQ, which is an ETF that you can use to trade, the NASDAQ and 100. And what I'm seeing, we're seeing all this red from last month, and we ended up with a red quarter for last month, and look like this market might have reached its bottom on the NASDAQ, looking a little bit different than the Dow. But let's zoom on in here and see what we see, and let's wrap this on up kind of quick here. Let me maximize this quarterly chart. And let me zoom on in like this. It's like I've been zooming in lately. As you can see, we went down into last time I had talked about, we got into the zone area where I said, okay, you're going to get in here. Definitely don't want you to close below here. It ended up pulling back into the zone, as we can see on this quarterly chart. And our stochastic is now supporting us. It's pointing back up, still kind of pointing back up. Like on the Dow, we didn't get nowhere near our 50 here, our 50 line and stuff. So we're good, looking good on the quarterly chart. I'm still good with my levels here on the quarterly chart. I'm selling the high, selling the low of my zone, kind of worked out, But let's take a quick look here at the monthly chart. On the monthly chart, as we can see, the NASDAQ is quite a bit extended, so it can drop quite a bit and still be bullish. That gets us long term. When you're in your long term type trades and stuff, you can kind of hold on to them. You get you any kind of bearish looking patterns on your lower time frame, you can end up playing it to the downside, maybe buying a put. It all to put some protection in there, but it's definitely okay to be kind of aggressive with selling your calls if you have 100 shares or more of a particular stock, or selling call spreads if you don't. That's a way of actually continuing to take advantage of the downflow that we're getting right now, the down push that we're getting in the market. But as we can see, what I'm looking at here on this monthly chart more so than anything, just like I saw on the quarterly chart, that I'm pulling back up where I expect to pull back up at. It came down to pivot. Me, if you know my rules, above pivot, stay above pivot. So it was okay for me to do the trades that I like doing around my pivot points and stuff. And then I'm definitely I can be aggressive, on my call side and all. So that works out pretty great, pretty good for me. Let's take a quick look at the weekly chart and let you see what we see and all. This is the thing right here on this weekly chart where I'm saying, okay, look like, well, we may be done for a little while. We may be only making another leg back to the upside and maybe not go as high as we went before if this thing is beginning to trend down. Because in trends, what usually happens in trends is you get a leg. Let me see if I can get this thing. It's not drawing. Well, let me go back. For whatever reason, my little tool don't want to work. You get a leg down, then you get a leg back up, but you get a low, then you get a lower low. You got a high, you got a lower high, and the thing is we can get a lower high looking at this weekly picture right here. And our stochastic, because our stochastic is still supporting the downside. Our stochastic hasn't turned around on this time frame at this time. But let's go ahead and take a quick look at the daily chart and see what we see there. Zoom in here a little bit here. And like I said, our daily chart is supporting getting a quick play back to the upside. And I did play it back to the upside on some of the other indexes you'll see here coming up. And I saw this and I did play it back. It did pull back it didn't quite fill this gap that I was thinking that it was going to go up here and fill. It came into that gap and actually went back down. But it was on a Friday, kind of like this wait and see, what's going to happen Monday. On Monday, I should be opening above pivot. Let me zoom in here a little bit where you can see what I'm talking about. I'm looking at the market closed here. I'm looking at the market opening somewhere maybe above pivot, and then maybe we can continue back up and actually end up getting up here above this, into this, above 360 or so, and above maybe 365. Close that gap at least next week. But we have to kind of like wait and see what actually happens there. And that's all I really want to share at this time. Like I said, we did get a bullish looking pattern down here on the lower time frame. That's a bullish engulfing down at the bottom with the hammer and all. It didn't give us our like morning star that we expect. Again, these hammers been showing up in the wrong location, but that's okay. We see that look like a bottom was hit. We did bounce off of a weekly pivot area, and we are going higher. Below pivot, stay below pivot. I hope next week next week I'm looking for us to get above pivot and stay above pivot. And that's all I really want to share. This is Solomon. No trade recommendations there, guys. Just looking at the market. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Hope you guys had a great week. Talk to you later. Bye. This is Solomon, right side trader. Have a good one. Bye.